To the first video of the Intro to Excel tutorials. In this first video, we're going to discuss how to navigate Excel and just basic things that you need to know about the Excel software. So as you can see, I'm here on my desktop right now, and if I open Excel for the first time, you will find this page, and home you can see all the recent Excel sheets or workbooks, that's what we're going to call them, that you have used recently. You can make new ones, and you can check all of the templates here. You can look at the recent ones shared that you will be using. And if you just want to work on a blank one, which will be most of the time for you guys, here it is. In this case, I have made a little exercise that we will be covering with these videos, and here it is. So we're going to open that. And here, as you can see, I have sections. The first one being functions, and we're going to talk about the basic math formulas that you can use. Then basic math functions, and the complex math functions. So those three things we will cover during these videos. But first, I want to tell you guys about just basic Excel things. As I showed you, I showed you how to open a file, and I want to show you guys now how to save a file. Whenever you're done, and you want to save it to your Outlook or online account, then you can just click up here to the save, and it will create that link in your account, which you will find by going to home. That is the button you click, and you will find it here. You will be able to find it in other devices because it will now be linked online. But if you want to save something, and whenever you click the home, you can always go back. It will just open a separate thing. Okay, but if you want to save it to your device that you're using, whether it's a laptop, computer, or anything, and you just want it to be saved to that device, that's going to allow you to work on it offline if you need to. So it's a very nice way of just saving your things. That's how I save most of my work. And over here, as you can see, there's the three dots. If you click on them, you can click on Save As. It's a function that is hidden, but you can always add it. I guess it's also going to be similar to Microsoft. This is a MacBook that I'm using. So if you click that, you'll have a new button called Save As. And if you click that, you will be able to choose whether to save your workbook to OneDrive or on my Mac, which that is what you're going to do. You're just going to create folders and just save it in whichever way you want. Okay, so that was how to open and save a file. Next, we're going to talk about Excel as a whole. So Excel is a place where you can do your work for many different applications. And something that you have to know about Excel is it is a combination of sheets. So as you can see down here, I have the data sets sheet, which I named that way, and then I have sheet 1 and sheet 2, and I can just keep adding as many as I want. And it's basically giving me a whole new area to work on. So whenever you are doing a lot of things here and you feel like you're having to scroll a lot, whether it's to the right or bottom, you can always just add another one, and you'll be able to multitask, switching back and forth between the sheets. And now the collective name for the sheets is a workbook. So whenever you save your Excel file, you're saving the workbook. It's going to include everything. Okay, so next thing you have to know is how to read Excel. Excel is divided into columns and rows, as you can see here. The columns are just labeled with letters, while the rows are labeled with numbers. if you were to click on a column and you see this black arrow, it means that it will select the whole column. And whenever you do that, you can change a lot of different things. As you can see here in the home tab, you have all of these different tools. This is typically what you will find in Microsoft Word documents as well. You can align the text, you can change the color, the font, you can highlight it, the whole cell. You can do all of those things. And for the rows, you have them numbered from 1 to pretty much infinity. Like, you can go all the way down if you want. It goes to like the 100,000, so I don't recommend that. But if you ever need to just quickly go up, you can always just drag these things, the scroll bars on the sides, just so that you don't have to be scrolling. Okay, so a cell is the intersection of the columns and the rows. So for example, this one right here. Right now I am selecting column H in row 9. So the cell name or coordinates, if you would like to think about it that way, would be H9. And this will be important because as soon as we start talking about how to do formulas or functions, you will have to refer to these cells so that Excel can know what you're asking it to do, what data you're asking it to work with, and then depending on what function or formula you're giving it, that's what it will compute. And another thing that we could add to this video is the ability to merge cells and wrap them. And what I mean by that is, let's say you want to write a couple of sentences in this cell. If you wanted to, you could just type as much as you wanted, and this will typically not show up like this. It's already wrapped. Okay, this is how it would look like. You would just have a long line of text that would typically go out of your cell that you're selecting. And whenever this happens, whether it's lengthwise or widthwise, you can always change the width of the row like this. You wait for it to have that little kind of bar with the arrows on top and bottom, because if you just have the black arrow, it will select it. So you have to go to the very edge, wait for this, and then you can be able to change it. And the same thing is for, since we're selecting this one, we would go to the column N and also wait for this little icon, and then we would be able to drag it. So in theory you could do this, but whenever we write, we're obviously going to write more than this. And you can see that that is affecting the whole row and the whole column. So this will go all the way down and all the way across, right? And if we don't want to, Excel also works as Word or anything, so you can do Command Z to go back in steps, or if you're in a Windows, you can do Control Z, as you know. Okay, so we're back to the starting position, and something we can do, instead of affecting all of our rows or columns at the same time, or all of the row or column, what we can do is merge cells. So if we have a text this long and we believe that we can fit it in these many cells, we can just merge the cells, and as you can see, it combines them into one. So now you would have it. And why do I do that? Because if I didn't do that, all of this is in this cell, but if I were to write something here and then I just click enter, then whatever you wrote here will be hidden. And the way that you fix that is by merging cells, so that now it's a cell on its own. This whole thing is a cell. But if you didn't want it to make it that long, right? Sometimes you're gonna have things that just stretch out way too much. You can just select a little range of cells, merge, and then click this other button. It's called wrap text. And what that will do is it will make sure you keep your text within the cell. So it will just basically hit enter for you so that the cells do not get out of the text does not get out of the cell. So if we click that, we have our text here. It just looks right like that. And if you need to align it, you can just go up here however you want. So right now we covered how to open a file in Excel, save a file. We covered how to read the cells, the columns, the rows, how to adjust them if we need to. Obviously that will change all of the row or column that we'll be adjusting. And we also covered how to merge and wrap the text in case you need to create these little bubbles or sections where you want to write a short text. So that will be it for this video. The next video we will be discussing how to do basic math formulas, and yeah, thank you for watching.